Shut up and sit down.
Hey guys and girls, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I appreciate it. I really do. Oh man, I'm finding myself between a rock and a hard place here. You ever find yourself in the middle of a decision where you want to like something or you don't want to, but there's plenty of excuses for both ends? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about the Justice League movie. Okay, the one that just came out. And I have to tell you, it was a mixed bag. That's the best way I know how to describe it. Okay, so I guess let's just break it down and see what we can do with it. So, reprising their roles in their individual superheroes, Ben Affleck, Batman, Gal Gadot as your Wonder Woman, that was a given. Okay. And for the, you know, since this really isn't a spoiler, okay, I'm just gonna give it to you right now. You already know he's coming back. Henry Cavill comes back as Superman in this movie, so there's, you know, your three suspects there. Now, joining the superhero franchise for the first time ever, unless you count those tiny little snippets that were in Batman v Superman. Of course, no one really counts those anyway. We have Ezra Miller's Flash. We have Jason Momoa's Aquaman, and Cyborg is here. Cyborg is finally here, and he is played by Mr. Ray Fisher. And I gotta tell you, for one of the first times on the big screen with Mr. Ray Fisher, he was absolutely fantastic. He was not a weak point in this movie at all. Now, again, I wanted to come into this movie really liking it, okay? DC and the DC Comics franchise, everything with them has always been my go-to comic book, okay? Batman as a kid was my favorite superhero of all time. I cut the towels, my mom's good towels. I cut them into scallops and I put them on my back and I spread them, jumped off the recliner arm. Probably wasn't the best idea for my developing brain, but I did it. Batman was my favorite superhero as a kid. He still is my favorite superhero now. And through his many incarnations and his many actors that have played him, they've all had their special gifts, and Ben Affleck brings his own gifts to Batman. And that being said, he did an okay job, but I thought his performance as Batman in Batman v Superman was a whole lot better than it was in this one. And I understand that we're dealing with a completely different mindset. Batman v Superman, we're dealing with a vengeance. We're dealing with a guy who's been doing it for 19, 20 years, and he's tired of the BS, okay? He's 125,000% done with the entire human race. Now we've got a whole new outlook on life, Batman, and it seems a little awkward. A little bit awkward for him, especially in his portrayal. And the rest of the cast looked like they were having fun, at least doing their individual roles. Gal Gadot really sunk back into her Wonder Woman role very well, like she did in the movie, in her own singular movie, which was one of the best in the whole franchise to the date, okay? Ezra Miller's Flash, a lot of people say that he saved the movie. In my opinion, I don't think so, okay? I didn't really care for him, all right? I'm used to seeing Grant Gusterson on the small screen doing the Flash on the CW. Now, I thought that his portrayal of the Flash was absolutely mind-blowing. And it might be just because we've had like 4 seasons of the Flash and we're just being introduced to Ezra Miller's Flash, but Ezra Miller's Flash is like he's brand new off the block. I don't get that. I don't understand it. So the things that I liked and loved, really, they're both in the same kind of category, and you know your movie's in trouble when your likes and your loves kind of intermingle, okay? The visual effects were amazing, some of them anyway. The soundtrack was great, and again, your actors and actresses going into their roles, they sunk into them as well as they could with the information they were given, and it was really, really great, okay? Again, some of the things I liked, Ezra Miller's Flash, He did a good job in the role, but I just don't think that he was the Flash that we would like him to be at this point. And then Cyborg, well, we don't really have anything to go off of Cyborg unless you're talking the Teen Titans anime, and those were completely contrasting cyborgs. You have a fun-loving cyborg on this end, okay, and then you've got this cyborg in Justice League, who's dark, who's brooding, who's just getting into his origins and everything. So we might see in his own standalone film coming out in the next few years that he's going to be more lighthearted, more funny in his role. But in this one, he was very brooding. He was trying to get used to everything. So those are my likes, my loves. Take those how you see them. Now this list is a whole lot longer. The stuff that I did not like, just could not get over. As I mentioned before, some of the visual effects were amazing, but there are those other examples of the visual effects that just were garbage. They were garbage. I couldn't even understand it. And the very first scene, when you go to see the movie, if you rent it or if you go to the theater here in the next few weeks, in the very first scene, which I don't think belonged to the movie anyway, you're going to see what I mean in Henry Cavill's face. Okay, Superman's going to be the forefront of this movie. I'll just give that to you now. I'm not going to say what he's doing. I'm not going to say what the scene is portraying. But you're gonna see. You're actually absolutely going to see what I mean. Okay, the plot. Now you are in trouble if your plot is something that your audience hates. Okay, this plot was ridiculous. It had no real storyline. It had no real setup. It was very weak and basery to begin with. And to be really honest and fair with you guys, this movie felt like it didn't feel like an Avengers, okay? Didn't feel like that. It felt a lot like this plot was just made up to launch these different movies, the different origin movies, singular movies, into existence for the reasons of continuing the franchise. So basically the Justice League was just a launching point for the people we haven't seen, and a further launching point for the people that we have seen to try to get them to the level or comparable to a Marvel movie, which DC, you shouldn't even be doing anyway. You're DC, you're not Marvel. Stop it. Stop it. So really my basic opinion of this whole film, again, mixed bag. It's a mixed bag. Some people are going to like it. Some people are going to hate it. Hardcore comic book fans, I know they're going to hate it. They're going to absolutely hate it. People who were just getting into the franchise from the last few movies, Man of Steel and Wonder Woman and Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, and maybe Suicide Squad a little bit in there. They were mentioned a little bit in Suicide Squad. And you did see Ben Affleck's Batman in Suicide Squad. They might like it. I mean, I thought I would like it a little bit more than I did. I thought it would be more enjoyable than it was. The theaters were kind of packed, but I mean, just going off the base numbers that I've seen so far, it's only made $38.8 million worldwide for the opening weekend. Sunday, Monday still haven't been counted because they're not over or here yet, so we'll see what happens with the weekend or with overseas. But for DC, for a comic book film in the beginning of your winter season, that doesn't look very good. It really doesn't. So the rating just kept getting worse for me. I just kept thinking about it over and over and over again, and I was like, well, this is just getting worse and worse and worse. But for what it did, for what it was worth, and just for the Justice League name, we're going to slap a half moon right across. It's a mixed bag. Okay, so half moon, as far as experience goes, guys, wait to rent this, okay? Unless you really, really, really need to keep the kids quiet on a weekend, then go pay your money, go pay regular format. They did shoot it in 3D, they did shoot it in large format, but I'd definitely go for matinee and definitely go for regular format. Don't spend much more than $8 or $10 for the ticket, especially if you're just trying to keep the kids quiet. So for you adults out there who are on a budget, things of this nature, I'd Redbox this one. So you're not as disappointed that you wasted like $25 on movie tickets and snacks. that's my experience. Rating there, initial rating, overall rating, Half Moon. There it is, and you heard it first right here. So, did you guys like this review? If you guys like this review, click the like button right down below and comment. I would love to hear from you. Have you seen Justice League? I want to see what you guys thought. Throw it down below, and I genuinely want to gauge the audience reaction here, because there's been so many different opinions from this, from both critics and from the basic peoples that have watched it, and it was just, again, I want to say this, I can't say this enough in this review, mixed bag. So if you've seen it, comment below, let me know. I'd love to hear from you guys, and if there's anything else that you guys would like to see me review or anything on this channel, also throw it down below. I'd like to try and get that up for you guys as quickly as I possibly can. So, and if you guys want to keep up with all the latest news and videos here on Midnight's Premiere, don't forget to click the subscribe button for more, and share the crap out of this channel, because we love you and we love new people. So thank you so very much for clicking on this. Again, my name is Mr. Midnight. This has been Midnight's Premiere. Thank you for watching, guys.
Shut up and sit down.